Hello, Susannah here. Right, I am still in Rio. I'm just having popcorn, that very sporty and athletic food. Been to the boxing where we got a bronze, which was amazing. So I saw them, the medals, and then also our girl got through the semi-finals, and now she's in the finals, which sadly I won't see. But I saw her box at the semi-finals. I was trying to figure out how on earth people win. I think I need to look up the rule book. Anyway, property. And forgive the shaky camera as well. So property and why do it? Well, this trip is making me realise, early on for me, one of my main motivators was to do it for security, because it was important to me that my family was secure. So that was the first part. But what's happened on this trip has been amazing. I mean, I've had a summer of quite a number of holidays, which is lovely. I went to New York 3 weeks ago with my son. And then my coach made the Olympics, he qualified, and I was like, I'm definitely coming out and supporting you, and screamed my head off for him. But it just really made me realise, everyone goes on about that kind of passive income and financial freedom and da-da-da-da-da. And for me, I was always focused on security rather than kind of too much popcorn, anything super blingy. But what I've realised is, I have a portfolio. My tenants pay rent on the first. I personally have a team in-house that manages my portfolio, a team of 3. But if I didn't have a team in-house, what I'd have done is I'd have given my portfolio out to a letting agent. So once the assets are set up, that's it. I mean, clearly you need to manage the people who are managing your portfolio, whether it's a lettings agent or whatever. But to be honest, even in my business, even when I'm in Bristol, that takes me like an hour a week, maybe 2 hours a fortnight. And because I've come out from the 11th to 26th, and the tenants have all paid their money, and everything is in order, I know that the team, they've actually put 3 new tenants into rooms this week, which is wonderful of them. There's so little for me to do apart from to make sure I have a really good team managing my portfolio, which for you guys would be either a good letting agent or somebody in-house, just depending on how you want to run it. And so it really has become that passive income, or as passive as it can be, that passive income where you turn from being in a job to being self-employed, to being a business owner, to being the investor, which is of course is the classic rich dad, poor dad quadrant. And I'm just really experiencing it out here in Rio. You know, doing my 22 press up challenge and enjoying myself, seeing my friends, seeing my coach, you know, hanging out with the guys from British weightlifting, and really watching and experiencing my own real foray into being halfway around the world, not needing to have my hands attached to my hourly rate, and having, I mean, without showing off at all, enough money to say, yep, going to Rio for 2 weeks, don't even think about it. But most importantly, my portfolio is not tied to my hands and my hourly rate. So it's financial freedom to a large degree, it's physical freedom, it's job freedom. For me it would be about travel, because travel's really interesting, but for you it might be something else. So what started for me, and excuse me, we're just coming onto a very busy road in Rio, what started for me, which was make sure my family's secure, has now turned into what you see those guys talking about, which is financial freedom, passive income, you know, as far as it can be. Isn't that amazing? So I want you guys to just focus on property. The early days, I have to tell you, was completely the other way around. I'm going to try and cross the road at the same time, which would be confusing. The early days was, oh my God, I'm so skint. I'm working crazy hours. I'm doing like a full-time property job on top of a day job. You know, oh, hang on, look at this. Still happening here in Brazil. So the early days are kind of like what you might call the rocket fuel. I hope you can hear me okay. I'm going to whiz over here till I finish chatting. I think it's probably best than trying to cross that road and chat to you guys at the same time. Instant death, not fun. Yeah, the early guys were totally the other way around, weren't they? The early days were working like, you know, 12, 16, 18 hours a day, having no money at all, piling it into property. But of course, once you've built that asset, and the asset, all my tenants pay on the first, we've got very good quality tenants. We're owed £604.50 my entire life as a landlady, because we've got really good debt management systems, and we're very, very tight on it. And I've got, I only allow them 5 days void a month as a KPI in my portfolio. Now it's all there. And guys, I only started investing like 8 years ago. You know, this is not decades and decades. So, and I have actually been in this position for quite a few years. I just didn't quite realize it because I was running a company, because I love the mentoring and all the rest of it. But I think this trip to Rio has loosened me of, not the shackles, because I love what I do, but loosened me of the physical shackles of being in a certain location, and realised that everything can run smoothly when I'm halfway around the world, eating popcorn, seeing boxing, and doing push-ups on the beach. So I just want to tell you that I've experienced it, and I just want to tell you that it exists after quite a few years of, like, you know, staggering with work. When you pop out the other end, oh my God, it's really nice. As you can imagine, I'm planning the next trip. See you soon. Bye.